Far Cry 6 is a 6 out of 10. That's right, a 6 out of 10. And the obvious is the repetitive nature of Far Cry 4, 5, and 6 after Far Cry 3, but I have my own opinions on this one since I haven't played any of those. I'm jumping straight into Far Cry 6 after playing Far Cry 4, so I didn't play Far Cry 5 or 3, so that's a warning. But let me go into some of the reasons why this game is a 6 out of 10. Let's talk about the good and the bad. Number one is the good. Now, the main best part of this game is the intro music, which hits fire. Oh my god, this music is so good. I think this is the best music I've had in any video game I've ever recorded or played in my entire life. Far Cry 6, the intro with the guitar solo and the red smoke for the Viviro, which is the sort of the cancer treatment they had in the game, and the cars, the transition between the red smoke and the drifting, the entire presentation of the intro for the game is amazing. I have the music saved up in my YouTube into my watch later list, which I'm gonna keep on watching and playing that. And if there's a Spotify version, I'm gonna add that on my Spotify because this intro is so good. If there's a possibility for me to play it, I'll play it. If not, I'll put a link in the description because this intro music with the video is so good. Whoever made this music should be hired again and should also be the promotion because this music hit. Another big great point of this game is of course Anton Castillo. Oh my god, the acting for Anton was amazing. I don't know the name of the actor, but I've seen him before, but he is a great actor. Anton Castillo, amazing villain. He's evil, he stands out, and he shows a lot of emotion. I know Far Cry really doesn't have good character with most of their games, but Far Cry, this one, I love the villain. Anton Castillo is an amazing villain. He has his motive, which he has his own back history. I don't want to go too much into the game story mode just in case somebody else wants to play. But he has a motive, he has a reason, he has a son, but he's also a really messed up dude who really puts his son through some terrible, terrible stuff. But he's an amazing villain just solely based on the actor of the character. I love everything about Anton Castillo. His son, not as much, but I love Anton Castillo enough to make his son give a little bit of a pass through since his father basically overshadows him throughout the whole villain arc. Another good point of this game is the gunplay. I've always loved the gunplay since Far Cry 4 because I love taking down the bases. Even though it's been repetitive, I still remember my first time playing Far Cry 4. The bases were really amazing. I love just being able to redo those and either decide to go in sneakily or to go in guns blazing and everything. But I do think that it's definitely getting repetitive. In terms of the guns, I think this one's Far Cry 6. The guns was kind of annoying because you kind of had to find the guns and do a lot of extra side mission, which just kind of got annoying because I just want to do the story mode. So I didn't really get to use any cool guns until the end where they finally give you this really powerful gun, which I'll be using. Now moving into the bads of this game. Obvious one being the repetitive nature of this game to the other ones. I haven't really played Far Cry 5 at all. I played 4 and I haven't played 3, 2, or 1. I don't think I will. I don't know, after playing this one, I think I get the idea of the game, and Anton was the only reason why I played Far Cry 6 anyway. But number one why I really don't like this series or this game version is because of the characters. All the characters except for Danny, El Tigre, and Anton, those are some really good characters. I love them. El Tigre is kind of less built up, but he's kind of funny. I like him. Danny, I think he has pretty good motivation. I think it was dumb though in the beginning where he wanted to leave Yara in the beginning, but after being told, after being given the boat to be able to leave Yara to go to the United States and start off, I think, his own auto shop or something, they don't give you the option to end the game right then and there. Take the boat and just get a cutscene of you in America or something, just struggling, whatever, and then everything going crazy in Yara. Because in Far Cry 4, if I remember, there's an option where to end all the fight and the rebellion and everything, all you had to do was meet with the main villain, and your literal mission was to just stay and have a conversation with him, and he just straight up, I think, gives you Yara, not Yara, I think it's Radio Feed Kara. I think it's Kara was the name of the studio. But yeah, in Far Cry 4, in Far Cry 4, if you literally just stay into the meeting with the main villain, he'll give you the freaking island, I'm pretty sure, the whole thing. You don't have to have any fight. But in this gameplay, you don't get the option to do something like that, where you can just like leave Yara and just go to like United States and see a nice cool cutscene. I thought that would have been awesome, or something to give you like, oh, there's two options in which you get to either leave and like abandon Yara, or you get to stay and join the rebellion with Lara to continue the fight against Anton and everything. That would have made more like sense, since it would say, okay, so there's an option to leave. It's just more boring, you know, you don't get to play the rest of the game, so you have to actually do the revolution in order to enjoy more of the game, which I thought would make more sense. Back into the characters, I'm getting kind of sidetracked here. Yara, Juan, and the other leaders are the main people I don't like. Yara was very generic. I feel like in this story, she was kind of built up to be a villain. I kind of got the feeling that she was going to end up betraying us and being another dictator. I don't know if that was purposely done or something, but that didn't really matter. If you play the game, you'll notice. Juan, he was just kind of, I don't know, he was kind of annoying. I did like the Supremos he gives us, which gets us like use like new guns, but none of them really were useful to me. The only one that was useful was like the one that throws rocket launchers, because the ones were useful to like take out tanks and helicopters, which were so annoying, and also the anti-aircraft, because if you run out of like gunpowder, or like gunpowder for like your rocket launcher, grenades for your rocket launcher, basically you're fucked, because like the helicopters are just OP as hell. You can't shoot them down. You literally can't shoot them down. If you're lucky, you can like snipe the guy flying the helicopter, but that barely happens. But yeah, that was really annoying. The other leaders in general, I didn't like them. There was this one dude who was like a technician guy. I forgot his name. He was just straight up annoying. He was kind of funny every now and then, but I think he was supposed to be the funny character, but he was annoying. Just in general, all the characters, it kind of felt bland. They really didn't build out those characters as much. I think the game was focused more on creating like the regular gameplay, which is cool and all, but I think the only good part of the story was like Anton. So they should have focused more on like building up these characters for the stories, I feel like, because only Anton and maybe a little bit of Danny actually like was worth it for me in terms of the story. I also have another rant in one final part of the character, which is some of the kids. I think they're in the El Este region. I'm sorry if I'm pronouncing that wrong, but like I have another clip which I'll play after this, where I basically complain about this one specific scene of this like entire game that pisses me off. It made me feel like I should never play another Ubisoft game in my entire life. Alright, I have to do a quick rant real quick, because I've been playing Far Cry 6 for a while now, and I just saved this girl named Talia in one of the main areas in which you have to go in and basically help everybody. But this girl is so annoying. I don't know why the Ubisoft and all the game developers think that teenagers act like this, because like I literally went up, I killed all the soldiers that were holding her hostage upside down on a rope, about to get killed by alligators. And then as soon as I save her, she shushes me, moves me out of the way, and then she goes and like it completely ignores me. I just saved this girl's entire life from death. Not just her entire team and soldiers from certain death. And the thing she does is she shushes me, she completely ignores me, and she goes to save her bullshit of a boyfriend stuck inside of a freaking car, the back of a car trunk. And she fights with him because he was pretending, because he didn't want to save her. He hid behind a truck and hid them in the swamp or whatever, this whole whatever argument. But these two were like fighting. She punches him and then they start kissing. What kind of freaking writing is this? Is this what Ubisoft and all the game studios think that like teenagers act or something? Because these people are insane. There's no respect at all. I literally saved this girl's life and she shushes me. There is like completely makes no sense. The way they act is crazy. Like literally you're shooting each other, fighting around, playing around, and then like kissing the next moment. I don't get it. I mean, I get it. Maybe like they're rowdy and there's a revolution. People are dying, imprisonment. We were working under like a big like Castillo regime and everything. But the way these people act is insane. Is this how Ubisoft thinks like teenagers like act? Like if somebody were to save my life, even right now, I'm gonna say thank you at least, not just freaking shush the person who saves your life. Next part. The cars. I did not like the car. The cars in this game were very annoying. But the most annoying part of all the cars was the fact that there was no cool fast cars. The only time you got a cool fast car was until like the end of like the story mode, which got annoying because some of the point locations are perfectly set up for you to to have a ride around Yara, but it kind of gets annoying after you've been to most of the places that you kind of have to like look for a horse or like get one of those ugly cars that like brought super slow, so you end up driving for like straight up 4 minutes just to get to a location. Like I feel like they could have done what like GTA does, where you can kind of straight up just steal fast cars and they give you a nice quick fun ride because you get to experience things really fast, and you also get to travel the island because it's kind of boring and annoying to travel by the freaking cars because they were so slow and everything. So I feel like they could have give you the option for you to drive faster cars. The gameplay was also very buggy for me. I was running an RTX 30. I'm running an RTX 3060, the 12 gig version with a Ryzen 5 5600 with 16 gigs of RAM with appropriate SSD. I don't know why the game was struggling this much. Like even Elden Ring doesn't struggle this much. So I don't know. It's just that's the way they render their game. But overall, the game was really buggy on my end. Maybe my specs were just too low. But to conclude, I think the story was bad, the characters were bad, and the only meaningful good aspects were the villain, the music, and some of the characters, maybe like Danny, of course. But overall, I think the developers did a really good game, but we got a very bad character with the stories. I like the gameplay, like the gun handling is great and everything, and I think there was some really cool situations throughout the game where you can randomly go through events. I think one time there was like a little Viviro, like, and big ups to Anton Castillo, the actor, and just overall the gameplay of that. Amazing, phenomenal acting, amazing music, but overall the game, again, it's a 6 out of 10. Some people might not agree, but if you got an opinion, hit it in the comments and I'll respond to any that I get. And I'm sorry that I haven't posted in a while. This is kind of extra stuff that I don't know if I'm even gonna get here. But yeah, I think that's about it. Night out.